Election maps can be contentious, confusing, complex, and it's not always the case that it's easy to know how to map election data. An example here in front of me is from the 2020 US election, county level data. And all we've done here is we've colored it red if the Republican Party won and blue if the Democratic Party won. But of course, these counties have vastly different populations, from around about 100 in Loving County in Texas to approximately 10 million in Los Angeles County in California. So one approach that I sometimes use is to use a shading for each polygon, which relates to the overall size of population or total number of votes. And here's how you can apply that in QGIS. So I'll double click on the layer. And in the symbology section, we can see that it's already categorized for Republican or Democratic Party. So what I need to do is I need to click on the little drop down button at the end of the symbol patch and click Configure Symbol. And what I will do here is I will vary the opacity using some kind of data defined expression. If you don't see that button, you'll probably just need to upgrade to a newer version. But in recent versions of QGIS, you'll find this button alongside the opacity slider. And then once you click it, go to edit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to scale this data so that the opacity is set by the value in the attribute table. So I type in scale linear with an underscore between it, open bracket. So the value I want to use here, in my data set, I have one column for total votes. So we'll just do it by total votes as a proxy for population, total votes. Then I need to put in a comma and I'll put in what's the minimum value in this data set? Well, it's 66, so I'll double click that. The maximum value of votes is about 4.26 million, but in this case, I'm just going to put in 1 million. And then the minimum value of the opacity I want it to be is maybe 15, and the maximum is 100. So it's not see-through at all. So when I do that and click OK, OK and apply, you can see what happens. Those counties with very few people in them become very much less dominant visually. Now this is just one approach. It takes some experimenting. Doesn't mean it's right, but it's a way of dealing with the visual dominance of lots of small areas where there's actually very low values. I have used an expression to do that. I'll go back to configure symbol, and I used that expression on the opacity. If I had used the full data range, here is about 4.26 million. I clicked OK, OK and apply. We get a slightly different result. Los Angeles County is a bit of an outlier. So you can see how changing these values, if I change this to say 500,000, so anything above 500,000 is not at all transparent. I click OK, OK and apply. Then we get a different picture. So obviously you need to think about how you might do this, but having this kind of approach sometimes can be quite a useful way of reflecting the colours and weighting it by population to create a different kind of map.